What is up, guys? I just got done listening to Dawn FM by The Weeknd for like the 17th time. I don't even know how much it is at this point. I've been listening to it all day on repeat. It is such a good album, and like After Hours was a masterpiece. Starboy is a almost near masterpiece, I would say. It's not anything crazy. Beauty Behind the Madness is great. I just love The Weeknd in general, and this album might be his best. It would have to go with me over time to see if it beats After Hours, but it is so good, and I'll have it on repeat for almost the whole year, or release the best album of 2022 as the first album of 2022. We still have a whole year of music to come, and if music is just as good as this, I'm gonna be excited for this year. It's gonna be hard to beat it at number one, but let's get into this here. This kind of rollout all happened this week. He said, all right, I'm going to release a teaser saying album and then the features. And then he went up and gave us the track list and the pre-save and then some pre-orders. And now the album is here. And Dawn FM is such a great opener. The synth is so cool. It's probably, excluding Alone Again on After Hours and Starboy, it's one of the best openers from The Weeknd. It is so good, so cool, and definitely interesting, especially with Jim Carrey narrating and saying they have to go into the light and stuff. Gasoline comes on and it does not sound like The Weeknd at all. His voice is more like deeper than higher, and it just, I was shocked. I was like, is this a feature? Who is this, yo? And it was The Weeknd who was on it, and I was surprised. And I love the synth, like 80s synth pop that you get from it as well. It's so cool. How Do I Make You Love Me? This song was a banger. It goes off for straight 3.5 minutes, and I love the transition from that to Take My Breath, because you don't even know it changes the song, And then Take My Breath, the lead single, is so good, and I love the extended version because it adds more like suspense and just more lovability and that dancing vibe to it. Speaking of dancing vibes, we get Sacrifice right after it, which is just like one of those songs where if you're at a party and there's a bunch of strobe lights, that's the song to play. That's the song to bop to while you're there. And then we cool down the album a little bit with A Taylor by Quincy, which is kind of like the halfway point, you know what I'm saying? It's a great song, and it just kind of focuses out and then brings into the light, because the first half was all dark, like Twisted Minds. Now we get into the light, and we get Out of Time, which is a very slower, more of an upbeat song, and then Jim Carrey's talking about how you're out of time and you need to get out of here or whatever, get out of the darkness and stuff. Here We Go Again is more of a light filled, slower song, like with the beat. It's not like a banger beat, like it's not just like roaring in your face like Take My Breath or Sacrifice, but it doesn't affect it from being bad at all. It really needed, this album just had so many like pop bangers that you really did need a slower song. And then Tyler the Creator comes in with a great rap verse on the album, on the track as well, and it's such a great song, And then you get Best Friends, which is about, best friends having sex. I think that's how I portray it. It's a great song, another banger as well. And then Is There Someone Else, that little vocal sample on there, I haven't heard that since 2015 when he did it with Often, and then like NF did it. There were so many other people. I know J. Cole just did it on the off season recently. I think it was The Climb Back, was it? It was such a cool song, and the sample was really cool. And Best Friends into that song was another great transition. Starry Eyes cools down the album with more of a mellow, kind of just a more mellow synth beat. It's so good though. Gotta love it. And then Every Angel Is Terrifying is like so cool because it's like because it's the Dawn FM radio. So you gotta be listening to advertisements, right? So that's what that one is. It's so cool listening to the different advertisements that he gives off. He says like a movie that people have to watch, And then Don't Break My Heart's another banger as well. I Heard You Were Married. This song was definitely chart worthy. I feel like this was more of like the song he was trying to pull off on the album to be like, all right, this is going to be number one. And I can see it for sure. Lil Wayne pulls off a small verse. I didn't think his voice fit on the track, but for how small his verse was, it was all right. I let it slide. And this song is a banger, so I wouldn't let Lil Wayne ruin the song, Then we get Less Than Zero, which may be my favorite song off this album. His voice on it is so cool, and just everything about this song, the beat, the synth, everything he does is so cool, It might be top 5 Weeknd songs for me, and it's such a great track. And then we get Phantom Regret by Jim, which ends the album, which is a cool little synth, and it's a poem by Jim Carrey, just reading off this poem that makes you really question your thoughts, and you're just like, holy crap, dude. This album was just banger after banger, and then you get this like deep, dark song that makes you question on life and stuff. And this album, this 16 tracks, 51 minutes, was worth it, and I love it so much. The dawn has come, Dawn FM radio. I love this, and I cannot wait to have it on CD. I'm going to have to give Dawn FM a 10 out of 10. Right away, we have the album of the year of 2022 as the first album of 2022. Thanks for watching.